And we are live.
To the United States Marines, and happy Veterans Day to all our veterans. Without you, we wouldn't be doing what we do. Land of the free because of the brave. BOFA Broadcasting is on the air live from Joliet, Illinois. It's the Veterans Day Joliet Jam. BOFA Classic Indy Series Lotus 79s at Chicagoland Speedway. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. Joined with me by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett. Sam, how the hell are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. It's Veterans Day. We're here to remember the veterans here and support the Marines of America. And I'm happy. Big field here tonight. Looking forward to a great race, and we could have possibly one of the best races of the season here tonight, Tony.
Absolutely, and you know, it was one of the things that was kind of worrying me coming into here was what type of things are we going to see? Is qualifying underway right now? Let's take it live out on track and see what's going on here. Couple of new faces with the league, but familiar faces to BOFA Broadcasting. Our very good friend and veteran himself, Mr. John Napier, out on track.
Yep, he's out there in the Slam Cake number 8, looking very good. Doesn't look like he's missed a step at all here tonight.
Absolutely. And John, you know, we used to run this car all the time back when the three of us actually met. You yourself, myself, and John. You know, arguably one of the favorite cars of John. Nate Siefker going quick time so far. Jeff Goodpaster making his debut with the league, sitting second quick. You know, throw a blanket over the top 4 right now.
Absolutely. We got a lot of debutants here tonight. Jeffrey Goodpaster, as you already mentioned, is one of them. On Napier, he's a rookie. I hate to call him a rookie, but he's one of the new guys making his debut tonight.
And the sensational Swede to the top of the board now gets bumped by Nate Siefker on his final flyer. Marcus Hagman had gone quick time, and there it goes. Alien in the house.
Absolutely. Late entrant into the race. And the other two debutants here tonight I did want to mention are Ernie Ludwig and Joe Morganti making his debut at his home race.
Absolutely. Good to see Joe out on track right now. rocking the low budget TV PH Aware number 53.
Yeah, there's two 53s out there. There's a 053 and the 53, so just don't try.
Yeah, that's gonna F me up to no end tonight.
Yeah. I might change that to the 153 for Jeffrey Goodpaster. I'm not sure yet.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. We have 12 drivers taking time so far. Sage Karam still at the top there by, well, I wouldn't say it's the closest to margins because it's about, what, 38 thousandths of a second, so.
Very much so. As Kevin Paskowitz goes fourth quick. But here's the thing to keep in mind. Throw a blanket over the top five. Less than a tenth of a second between first and fifth.
Yeah, as Connor Ojeda jumps up to fifth place, so good run for him so far in the 17. But yeah, very close between the top five. Now the top six now with Ojeda moving up into the top five as well now.
Absolutely. But gonna be fun to see how this one plays out. Now that the setup is stable, but if you drive it like the southbound end of a northbound horse, we kind of can't keep it a little bit clean. There you go, perfect example. You try to throw the car around and it will bite you just like it did Connor Ojeda there.
Yeah, Connor Ojeda struggling to keep that car underneath him tonight. I hope that he's able to get rid of his gremlins before the green flag here tonight, because he could be in a lot of trouble if that keeps happening to him during the race.
Very much so. As Brad Allison jumps up to fifth quick. Scotty Brinson out on track right now.
And Bradley Allison, he's in the catbird seat here tonight. A good finish for him tonight. We'll see him move up. I wouldn't say he'll take the points lead here tonight, but he will move up ever closer to Jeff Hollingsworth, who unfortunately could not be here tonight. So Bradley Allison, who's sitting second in points right now, is looking good to move further up towards the top spot here tonight.
As he goes second quick on his second flyer. And I would like to point out, Brad Allison is currently the only driver in the league to have not missed a start.
Absolutely, and that is really working in his favour. Not going to win, and he's got a couple of top fives, but he's been consistent, and that's what's working. And that's the thing about this point system in this league. Consistency is the one thing that is going to work in your favour. Wins, they don't really matter as much, because consistency is the one thing that works in your favour around here.
Absolutely. As Mark McFadden out on track right now in the Team Canada number 48. Goes across the line for his first flyer. Going to try to keep it wound up for his second here.
You got to watch out for Jay Champion. Had that heartbreak last week at Sebring, and definitely been looking to rectify that here tonight. And yeah, he took it in good heart, to be fair, last week when he retired from the Sebring round. And it's good to see people like that. I just hope he can get some better luck this time round.
He did, and he was the first one to say that, he stepped on his own junk, and you really have to respect a driver that, hey, I effed up. As soon as it happened, he even said it. Hey, I effed up, and
yeah,
there you go. But so Champion looking to get his second flyer in now. Probably not gonna blister the world on this one, as he's way up on the wall.
Yep, currently the slowest out of everybody right now, but definitely going to be looking to get higher up the board. Sage Karam's still at the top, though.
And now it looks like he was just burning fuel off and keeping it wound up, but definitely using up more of the back straightaway than we've seen other drivers do in qualifying. But Sam, it is that magic time, as I'm going to let you have the honors this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stand on your feet, please remove your hats as we go to our good friend Mr. Terry Adams. He brings us the American National Anthem.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, that was U.S. Army retired Mr. Terry Adams bringing us tonight's national anthem. Thank you very much, Terry, for that. Thank you for your service. Thank you to all the men and women who have served around the world, um, making sure that all of us can enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy. As cars starting to grid up now, Sam, let's take a quick look at our starting field for tonight.
Absolutely.
Starting up on the pole, Pennsylvania Posse member Mr. Sage Karam, setting unofficial track record 28.663. He's going to be joined with the Thunder from Down Under, Mr. Bradley Allison, 28.691. It was that close, ladies and gentlemen. Row number 2 is going to go to Nate Siefker and Mr. Jake Champion. We saw those two have an absolute slugfest last week. Let's see what they can do this week on the oval. Marcus Hagman and Scotty Brintz are going to roll off in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Kevin Paskowicz and Mark McFadden. Sam?
Row 5 will see Conor Ojeda and Mark Walker. Row 6 will be Joe Morganti and making his debut. Well, actually, 3 drivers making their debut here tonight. Jeffrey Goodpaster will round out row 6. Ernie Ludwig, also making his debut, is going to be on row 7, and he'll be joined by Johnny Antonucci. And the final row, and starting shotgun on the field, will be John Napier and the other Thunder from Down Under, Mr. Kevin O'Brien.
So 16 cars scheduled to roll off here at the Veterans Day Joliet Jam. Again, veterans around the world, thank you so much for your service. I happen to know that I'm a coward. Plain and simple. Somebody shooting at me, yeah, no, I'll go the fuck home.
Somebody fires a weapon at me, I'm going in the other direction.
Plain and simple, but yet the brave men and women of the armed forces around the world, they see stuff going sideways, if you will, and they're immediately just running towards the excitement to try to lend a hand. So my hat's off to anyone who has ever served in the armed forces. Field's starting to roll off now. 125 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. And like we said, you're probably looking about a 3-stop race if we stay green. And of course, I just jinxed the field, so get your hate mail coming.
Yeah.
Field working its way down the back straightaway. Sage Karam going to have the button. Good to see Sage back after taking last week off. Nate Siefker and Brad Allison going to be throwing just bombs at each other tonight to try to get that points lead. As the field working its way into the turn number 3 area. And Siefker getting the blinks. Oh boy, it's starting early. So
Yep, that's it. Here we go.
Here we go. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on for Veterans Day.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, Bradley Allison, a horrible start on that outside line as they cross the line. And that's bunched everybody up as Siefker and Karen able to get away.
Hagman and Champion went 3 wide there for a second.
Yeah, the worst possible start there for the man in the 0-3 as there goes Scott Brinson by him.
That is a pack of angry dogs right now.
Yep, and the apron is in play. I've told them they can use it as long as they use it responsibly, and it seems like they're using it responsibly so far, but then again, it's only been 1 lap.
Nate Siefker getting a run off the high side coming off of 2. And now the one thing to keep in mind here at Chicagoland, the back straightaway is not straight. It's got an arc to it, so you're never really not turning here.
Yeah, this track is like one big circle, really.
Yeah. Champion continues his free fall through the field, as does Brad Allison. And that's Joe Morganti, the hometown kid, making it happen on the high side right now. Champion tried to battle back on the inside. As they're side by side, Brad Allison looking to make it 3 wide, thinks better of it. Champion throws the block, and again, this is your battle for 6th, folks. As Morganti with a little bit of breathing room finally.
As it looks like Marcus Hagman and the guys behind him are starting to reel in Karam and Sivka right now. Kevin Paskowicz and Hagman leading that little charge right now.
They are, and part of it has to do with Sage Karam running as a defensive line as he is to try to keep Sivka behind him, and Sivka having a little bit of arrow going on. Seifer still playing duck and peek around Karam's right side and punching that big hole in the air. That's letting Hagman and Paskowicz and Brinson start to really close in on him.
Yep, everybody minding their P's and Q's so far here tonight. That's good to see. And I've probably just jinxed it, so get your hate mail coming.
Well, except for this front group, the field's starting to get strung out a little bit, which is probably good to see.
Yeah, and with a field as big as it is tonight, it's definitely good to see as Marcus Hagman all over the back of Nate Sivka now. And Hagman's been impressing me since he made his debut at Milwaukee.
Very much so. Marcus, normally known as a full-fendered guy, but he's really made the adaptation to the open wheel stuff here quite well.
As I said the other week, he's got the spirit of Ronnie Peterson underneath his car.
Hashtag not wrong.
And here comes Paskowicz on the high side, bringing Scott Brinson with him.
I'm thinking Paskowicz is just looking for some clean air right now. Is the one thing you will be aware of is when you get right behind somebody in this car, the lead car punches such a big hole in the air due to all the ground effects and whatnots on this car that when you really get behind somebody, as Joe Morganti is now closed up in this group, so it's now a 6-car battle. And here comes Jake Champion as well. The lead car punches such a big hole in the air that the trailing car is going to have a lot of aero wash.
Yeah, meanwhile, a bit further back, Andy Ludwig and Bradley Allison having one hell of a battle. Allison's finally got the car underneath him, has got the inside line going into turn 1. But Allison's starting to make his way back to the front again as he comes up and slightly, not all the way clear, but he's got the nose out in front over Ernie Ludwig right now.
Yes, he does. Nate Siesker got to run on the high side now. Sage Karam still has that preferred line. Now, mind you, they still do have relatively fresh tires, but as the fuel's going to burn off, I'm thinking Karam's not going to be able to, have it all his way on that low line like he's been running.
Yeah, and Karam really suffering. Still got that broken hand, remember? Still suffering from that. So that's going to be a factor in the way he's driving, but it's not hurt him in the past. As Sivka gets another blink there. His connection is coming back in to haunt him.
And that's got to be terrifying for everybody around him right now.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why Scott Brinson is keeping his distance right now. It looks like Bradley Allison and Ernie Ludwig are starting to close in on these guys as well now. So everybody's starting to bunch up again. Problems, however, for Mark Walker. It looks like he might have pit started here tonight.
Safe bet. And not knowing how this car is going to react in the in heavy traffic, probably that was the safe play. I'll be straight with you, Sam. I'm surprised we haven't seen yellow yet.
You know what? I'm pleasantly surprised as well.
Kevin O'Brien getting the lemon in the eye.
And more good news, Tony. Your stream has been solid since get-go.
Woo!
Not one freeze frame or anything.
Well, I got to thank Mark for his help on that one last night.
Yep, so thanks go out to Mark Arthur for his help with with helping Tony with his brand new graphics card, which was also provided by Mr. William Tex Perry. So both of you guys, you are owed a big attitude of, well, big thank you basically for helping out.
Yeah, thanks guys. It's good to at least not have a slideshow going on again.
Yeah. And as for the naysayers, well, I don't need to say any more than that.
Thanks for the views.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that one. Thanks for the views, guys.
All 108 of them so far.
Ric Flair put it best.
Uh-huh.
Cheer me, boom me, don't care. You paid your ticket, you're making noise. That's all I care about.
Uh-huh. And we've still got this huge battle going on for the lead right now. Nate Siefka still cannot find a way past Tate Karam, and that's frustrating the hell out of Scott Brinson now, who's now falling back into the clutches of Kevin Paskowicz. And in turn, Kevin Paskowicz has fallen into the clutches of Jake Champion. It's all going on right now. Marcus Hagman's fallen all the way to the back of that pack now.
He has, and I'm thinking that's probably by design because he saw how chippy it's starting to get. If you look where Hagman's running, he's giving himself, a quote, an out.
At the moment, he's all over the back of Joe Morganti. Morganti not giving him the room, though, as here comes Bradley Allison to the back of the Spectacular Swede. So it's the Thunder from Down Under versus the Spectacular Swede. That's going to go down well.
And they're slugging it out with the Chi-Town hustler himself, Mr. Joe Morganti.
Yeah, as Hagman gets by. Here comes Morganti again. And from what I've been seeing on the hot lap runs, this car does get kind of loose when it gets to low fuel level.
It gets very loose, and it's going to be something that these guys are really going to have to be mindful of. And they're getting near probably about half a tank right now, and you've got 19 laps on the tires, so you've worn all of the goodie off, and now it's starting to get a little tail happy with, light tanks. And I really trimmed the aero out when I set this car up, so you're going to feel like Superman after a pit stop, but right about now, you're going to start to feel the effects of the kryptonite.
Absolutely.
As Scotty Brinson's gotten by Nate Siefker.
Yeah, Scotty Brinson is up to second place, and now he's got a chance of trying to get past Sage Karam. Karam doing everything he can to hold on to that number one spot, but we all know Scott Brinson. He's an IndyCar champion for a reason. He'll find a way past eventually, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and it's something that it's going to be fun to see. Is you've got three guys that in the modern iRacing Indy cars are three of the toughest guys you're going to see around to try to beat. Whereas, now they're in 1970s technology, and what do you got? And we're seeing that it's still the same three guys at the front of the field. And don't ever count out Kevin Paskowicz, who can drive open wheel, he can drive full fendered, he can drive dirt. The only thing he can't drive without hitting everything is the Volkswagen Jetta, and no, I'm not ever going to let that one go, Kevin, so don't ask.
Well, it was Crash Car, so...
No, it wasn't.
Oh, was it?
That was a legit race, and he decided to put a water barrier through my passenger side door.
Was it a Bad Dudes challenge, or?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, was it that Bad Dudes challenge that was on the dirt?
It was, yeah, Lanier Volkswagen Jettas as a Hornet class. I was leading, and Kevin decided to onion head me.
Yeah, I remember that. We've got our first caution here tonight.
I'm trying to find it. Jeff Good. Wow. Let's back that one up a little bit. Jeff Goodpaster puts one out of the park. I'm thinking hardware problem.
Yeah, because he's not showing up on the track at all now.
Yeah, he just put that one straight out of the park. Luckily, didn't take anyone with him.
Yep. I'm struggling to hear people down on the track, so I'm just going to mute for a minute just to talk to the guys.
Yeah, go ahead. As Brad Allison stays out, gets that all-important bonus point for leading a lap as the rest of the field goes down pit road. So Brad gonna pit off sequence right here. Karam and Siefker give the battle off pit road to Karam. Brinson coming out in third. Champion picking up a spot off Kevin Paskowicz.
What about Bradley Allison staying out there?
He did. He stayed out to get that all-important bonus point for leading a lap. And he did get it. He did get to the line before Sage got there. So, a little bit of strategy there being played by the driver of the Team Lotus Green, number 03.
Well, he is in the championship hunt, so every bonus point counts at this point, I suppose. So
absolutely, and Brad playing the points game to perfection right now. Did get the credit for the lap, so now he can go pit side, and is going to be starting mired in traffic as we still have 15 cars on the lead lap.
Absolutely, and it's unbelievable to see that. I mean, we're 25 laps in. We've only just hit our first caution. What are we going to see for the next 100 laps? Because this has been some exciting racing already.
Color me impressed with the fact that, these guys are racing hard, racing clean, and yeah, we didn't really see anybody, wasn't able to really make any headway to get to the lead, but I'm thinking it's going to take a really well-timed run to be able to get by anyone who's got clean air.
Absolutely, and Bradley Allison makes his way out pit road. He's going to be at the back of the pack when he rejoins. That's going to give the lead of the race back to Sage Karam. Question is, can the guys behind him do anything about him being in the lead? Because that man has been impossible to pass so far.
Well, it's going to boil down to what type of restart can Siefker get, what type of restart can Brinson get, and when they get to the back chute, can they make any headway? We didn't really get a chance to see what a pack can do on a restart last time because Brad Allison unfortunately missed a shift. But lights are out on the pace car. We're about to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the restart here. As you mentioned, Bradley Allison missing a shift. That's what put him all the way back as far as he did. But this time we've got Nate Seeker on the outside. He's a lot more experienced with restarting at the front. No disrespect to Bradley Allison, but Nate Seeker definitely got the more experience when it comes to starting on the front row.
And Nate also has VR, so he can keep a better eye on Sage Karam.
That's true. That's true. And don't count out Jake Champion. He's up there in the top four as well, especially after what happened last week, and he's restarting behind his old sparring partner as well, Mr. Seifka. So we could see battles resuming here tonight.
Absolutely. You've got Scotty Brinson and Kevin Paskowicz right there as well. So go ahead, Sam. Get us going.
Yeah, pace car is making its way through 3 and 4. Just waiting for him to make that hard left turn into pit road. What sort of restart are we going to get here? Is Aaron going to hold him down? Is he going to let them go? Let's go and find out right now, as there goes the pace car.
Green flag, green flag.
And he holds him down a bit, but gets him going. Nobody able to stick with him on the restart, except Nate Siefka, able to keep his foot in it, but still, That outside line struggling on the restart there, Tony.
The outside line struggled, but not quite nearly as bad as it did before. Champion got a great restart, got in front of Scotty Brinson, as well as Kevin Paskowicz still hanging in there. As Champion looking to the inside of Seifker as they haul off into turn number 3. Wow! Sam, did you just see that?
No, I missed it. What?
Seifker just got run down to the grass.
Let's take that. Taking another look.
He was looking to the inside, coming out of 4, and Sage through the block.
Wow. Okay.
That could have ended all sorts of poorly.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
So Sage sending a clear message right now that, guys, if you want to get by me, you're going to need to do it on the outside. And it's exactly what Jake Champion intends on doing, as he goes to the high side, calling off into turn number 3.
Yeah. And this is the closest competitive racing we've seen all season. As there he goes again, Sage Caram utilising that bottom line on the apron to perfection. That's not going to stop Jake Champion though, as he's still holding that outside line, able to get the run he wants though through turns 1 and 2.
Very much so, as did lose a little bit of momentum and falls back into the clutches of Scotty Brinson, as Brinson makes the high side work to get by Seifker. Seifker a little bit loose on that low line I've seen.
Yeah, as you see Caram still defending that bottom line through the apron.
And now Marcus Hagman looking to the inside of Seifker for 4th.
Not going to make a stick though. Here he comes again.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Well, shit. Paskowicz involved in that one.
Let's take a look at what happened.
The car just snapped loose on him.
He got a touch on the wall going into 3.
Oh, that's what happened. He caught the safer barrier. Let's take a look at what the chopper picked up on that one. You can see it better.
I mean, we know how easily those wheels can break at 180 miles per hour, and Kevin Paskowicz has absolutely proved that right now.
Well, if you take a look coming down the back straightaway, he just arrow washed off of the big pack in front of him. Joe Morganti doing a great job to avoid him. And you can see a little bit of damage as Paskowicz is crabbing, trying to get it back to the pits.
Yeah, just taking his pits. Just taking a stop there, taking his fast repair, and now he's back out on track again. Let's see what he can, how can he can react to this now.
And it looks like wholesale pit stops for the rest of the field too.
Now, for some reason, Kevin O'Brien fell a lap down for a second there. Not sure what happened to him.
He hit the wall as well.
Okay.
He was down on the apron just before the caution came out. O'Brien was down on the apron and the field flashed by him.
As everybody takes a pit side except for Brinson, McFadden, and Champion. No, Champion is been in pit road as well, but Brinson and McFadden staying out.
Well, with only 9 laps on your tires, you kind of can't blame them for at least trying something. With track position being at a premium right now, going to be interesting to see what can happen here with Brinson showing the way this time, if he can hold Caram behind him as effectively as Caram has been able to hold everybody else behind him. How's that phrase go? Old age and treachery over youth and skill any day?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Not that I'm calling you old, Scott. The last thing I want is to have you show up at my door and, rugby kick me in the nuts.
And for the second time this week, Sage Caram almost having a pit road incident that could have ended his race.
What did I miss?
Got a bit twitchy in pit road and almost spun it.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good.
Not at all.
And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Smithfield Meats.
Nice.
Nothing burps better than bacon.
Absolutely. I have beef as well for my dinner.
Bacon's pork, bud.
Oh, you can get it in beef as well. Same with sausages. You can get sausages and beef as well. You can get turkey bacon now.
No. Hard no.
I know.
I've been a hunter, and I have I've processed my own turkeys after turkey hunting.
Yeah.
At no point during the carving of the turkey have I ever looked at any piece of turkey meat and gone, "Hey, that looks like bacon." So, you just no, people, no.
21st century butchery.
No. Just stop.
I mean, some company over here in Ireland made up microwavable bacon at one point. I mean, why would you put bacon in a microwave? It's supposed to be crispy, not flat and rubbery.
True story.
What?
Although, remind me to share with you a little trick that I saw on the internet of how to bake bacon so that it fits perfectly on a sandwich.
I prefer to fry bacon.
Yeah, so do I.
Deep fry bacon?
Yeah, I'm going to say no to deep frying, but frying, yes.
Shallow frying in a frying pan.
Yeah. Anyway, Scotty Brinson going to have the button as the field works its way through the 3-4 complex. Mark McFadden, his league debut, making some good headways. He sits on the outside of row number 1. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Let's see what type of restart Brinson can get here. Waste no time pulling the trigger. Sage Karam goes with him. We are back underway.
Yeah, a bad restart there again on the outside for Ernie Ludwig. He's got Jake Champion all over the back of him. As he comes, he puts the block on Nate Sievka at the same time and is able to pass Ludwig like he's not even there.
And Brinson is in trouble right now as Karam with a head of steam going into turn number 3. Karam, though, with the preferred line. Let's see what happens here. And it's kind of academic. That could have ended poorly.
And Scott Brinson doing exactly what Karam was doing on that last run there, bending that bottom line through the tri-oval down on the apron, and it's kind of frustrating Karam. It's like Scott saying to Sage Karam, just doing what you did to me, bud, pretty much. Right,
but the thing is, I don't think Scotty was looking to go as low on the apron as he was, and Karam almost got into him.
Here comes Nate Sievka as well, trying to make a move there. As he's going to try and push Sage Karam on that outside by the looks of things, but neither of them is still able to get by Scott Brinson, who's still anchored to that bottom line there, as we're 3 wide for the lead.
Holy Christmas. Now, you got to remember, Scotty Brinson has the lighter fuel load of the 3 of them. And that's really what's helping Scott right now, is he's got a little more straight line speed than the other 2 cars. They've got better tires, he's got better speed.
Yeah. Basically, all 3 of them are stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
I spent a week there one night.
Yeah, me too.
Meanwhile, this battle for the lead just rages on right now. No quarter asked for, no quarter given. A lot of respect between these 3 drivers as they almost bang wheels coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, almost contact there between Karam and Brinson, but they live to fight another day. So here comes Jake Champion now to join this little battle. And Joe Morganti's right there as well. Don't discount that man in the 53.
Joe probably with more laps here than just about anyone else on the track right now.
Yep, this is his home race after all.
Brinson continuing to hold tough on that low line. And it's got to be frustrating for Jake Champion. Absolutely no hole right now. And Joe Morganti just set quick lap of the race.
Yep, as we're almost going 4 wide across the line there, Jake Champion luckily opted to back out of it. And you don't want to see 4 wide around here. No,
that had bad idea written all over it. And luckily Champion thought better before he did it.
Yeah, and they're 3 wide again as they go down the back straight. Well, I wouldn't say straight, stretch.
Shoot. Jeepers. Karam and Siefker were both sideways as they hit the apron. And the Lotus 79 is definitely not a car that you want to see get sideways.
Or as we like to call it, slideways.
That will change the flavor of your fire suit very quickly. Brinson continues to hold tough on that low line, though, but Karam and Siefker definitely keeping him honest. That's for sure, very sure.
Absolutely, as they must be getting frustrated seeing Brinson down on that bottom line, not able to find a way by him.
There's been a couple of times where Karam has had a nose out front, but he hasn't had enough of a clear to drop down, because as soon as he was going to drop down, Brinson was starting to come back on the inside.
Yeah, and give that lap to Brinson as they cross the line. And what's the gap?
No idea.
Even the time is broken, it's that close.
Actually, give that lap to... That was to Karam at the line.
Oh, wow. This one's going to go to Brinson. As I was right in my assessment, this is probably the closest racing we've seen all season, Tony.
Very much so, and I've got to say I'm very impressed with the way that these guys are driving right now.
Yep, so let's give you a rundown of your top 10 here. Brinson in the lead, Karam second, Champion third, Ifka fourth. Don't make that third now. Champion drops to fourth, Marcus Hagman in fifth. John Morganti is in sixth, Bradley Allison seventh, Mark McFadden eighth. Pasquich on a run through the field is in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is Ernie Ludwig. After starting on the outside of the front row, he's dropped all the way down to P10 now.
On the restart, you mean?
Yeah. And here's a confusing fact here, Tony. Ernie Ludwig and Mark McFadden are running exactly the same paint schemes.
Huh?
They're both running Canada paint schemes. Ernie Ludwig and Mark McFadden.
Okay, guys, something's got to... Yeah, no. Last week for that one, guys. Oh, Canada, your beer is better than ours is.
You're not wrong, I love Molson.
I'm a Batty Blue kind of guy.
Yeah.
I prefer
Love me a Molson.
I prefer lagers over pilsners.
And what is Heineken? Is that a lager or is it a pilsner?
It's horse piss.
No, it's not. It's the king of... I was going to say it's the king of beers, but that's Budweiser.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can call that the king of beers, though, because I find Budweiser very soapy.
It's the fermenting process.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you what my favorite beer is, Sam. It's whatever you've got cold in your fridge and are willing to give me. It's that simple. Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah. We don't get those over here, but...
Okay, here's the perfect night if you ever want to... how should I put this and be politically correct? If you ever want to shit your brains out... Get a 12-pack of Jenny Cream Ale and a 12-pack of Taco Bell tacos. And,
Oh no!
But before you dig in, make sure you've put a brand new 5-point safety harness on your toilet seat.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Tony, but a mistake by Sage Karam. He's being freight trained right now.
See
He's
that?
lost second position, and he's just about to lose third position here as Jake Champion working on the outside here, coming towards the line.
And the frustration level builds for the driver of the number 4.
Yeah. As we are steadily getting towards the halfway mark here, Tony. We're only 2 cautions deep. So you can get your hate mail coming to that Sam Cooper Bennett at Cork, Ireland, PO Box 00812.
And if you want to get a hold of Sam, that's 011-353-8675-309. If Sam's not there, ask for Jenny.
Yep. As almost in the same breath, Sage Karam moves his way back up to second place and is challenging for the lead again. That little mistake he made didn't really affect him too much, as he's already back up there again.
Well, he's definitely got the speed in the car, but it's going to be about track position tonight, and it's getting near the point in Scotty Brinson's tire run where he's got to be fighting the daylights out of that number 14.
Oh! It's around! Big mistake from Brinson. Not sure what happened there, and that is going to bring out caution number 3.
Jesus! John Napier, race car to the face!
That is... Thank God this is a simulator.
Okay, so Brinson and Karam... Brinson got a little loose coming off of 2 and just started to chase the car up the... Jesus, tap dancing, Christ. Let's see what John Napier's helmet cam picked up on that one.
I think he was onside. Just doing some admin stuff.
Holy Christmas. That's a definite thank God this is a simulator moment. Holy cow. Wow. Again, that definitely falls into the thank God this is a simulator moment classification, as that was ugly. That was flat out just ugly. Jeepers. Connor Ojeda catching a big piece of that one. John Napier catching a big piece of that one. Just complete race car to the face for both of them.
If I had to compare that incident to something, I'm going to put that down to probably the incident that unfortunately took the life of Paul Dana. Because that was just scary, and thank God this is a similar...
I was actually going to say Dan Weldon. If you took a look how Napier's car reacted, he actually did go helmet first into the wall, or into the catch fence after hitting Brinson.
Yeah.
So that was shades of Dan Weldon written all over it. So thank God this is a simulator.
So we are under caution number 3, and that has just shocked us to silence here in the booth. Wow.
We haven't seen a wild one like that in a long time, and I can say this because it's good to have John back in the league. That was definitely a Mr. Toad's wild ride that John Napier just went on.
Yeah, Sasha, we love you.
Hi, Sasha. Welcome back, John. Luckily, we can joke about stuff like this only because we know this is a simulator, but wow, that was definitely. And Sam, when you get a chance, take a look at that from a cockpit view. If you want to take a look at the stream later, what a shot that was!
Yeah, I just looked at it. That's why I went silent for a bit, just to confirm what happened between the drivers. I was talking to the drivers just now, and they all confirmed amongst themselves that it was netcode. But that I did watch a cockpit view of John when John hit Scott, and yeah, that was that's probably the scariest crash I've ever seen on iRacing.
Second scariest. The scariest was when some pillock from England put a car through a Ford Taurus at Rockingham or Richmond.
Yeah, but that was only in a Pro Mazda. It wasn't going to cause that much damage.
You were still doing 170 miles an hour when you hit the car.
True.
That was the same crash that Terry Adams put one in the third tier, going into 3. As the lights are out on the pace car.
I remember that one.
And we could joke about this again, folks, because this is a simulator, so thank goodness for that. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody took it down pit road that time. And luckily, all 3 involved in that incident are back out on track and only 2 laps down. So still plenty of time left in this one. So Sage Karam going to have the button. What type of restart can these guys get to try to make something happen?
Yeah, it's... Sorry, guys. I'm still catching my breath from that wreck. It's... Wow. Everyone's back out on track again, and Brinson is 1 lap down. No, made that 2 laps down.
Brinson, Ojeda, and Napier are all 2 laps down, so...
Yeah. And Sage Karam gets him going again. Let's see how this one works out, as we know that the leader is able to defend that bottom line. Can somebody do something about it this time?
And the answer is a definite maybe. And of the 2 guys that could possibly do it, they're both right there with him. And that, of course, is Nate Siefker and Jake Champion.
Been a big fat no so far.
As I said, a definite maybe.
Siefker trying to go to that bottom line, but Karam just shuts the door. Siefker loses his momentum. That promotes Champion up to the outside line. Able to capitalise on that as he files in for 3rd place. We've got Joe Morganti in 4th, and he's been challenged by his teammate and Marcus Hagman.
Champion tried to split the middle. He had a run coming off of 2, and if Safeker had given Champion a hole, we'd have a new leader right now.
Yeah. As we are officially... Actually, we're not officially halfway. I'm wrong.
Now we're halfway.
When we get to lap 67. Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. Now we're halfway.
Halfway down the back straightaway on lap 63, we are halfway.
As Champion's got that bottom line on Nate Siefker, he's going to promote himself into 2nd place now. Got a new challenger in 2nd place. Let's see what he can do to try and get his way past Sage Karam. Karam able to keep that low line in his favour at this moment, and we've seen that with both him and Scott Brinson. Unfortunately, Brinson's tyres just ran out, and a bit of netcode was involved as well, and that's what brought out the last caution.
For what it's worth, Scotty Brinson was 40 laps into his run when that happened, too, so that was kind of impressive.
Tyres just giving up the ghost there.
Well, that and the fact that he was almost bingo on fuel, I dare say. So the car was as light as it was going to get on as old a tires as you could possibly have. And a lot of aero wash for Jake Champion there as he loses a ton of momentum and has Marcus Hagman all over his rear wing right now.
Now everybody's scrambling right now for position here as they go across the line. That mistake by Champion got everybody scrambling.
3 wide.
Yeah. As that's promoted Paskowicz up to 4th place now.
Morgani wisely backed out of it as Mark Walker kept his foot in it and just let it eat on the outside.
Morganti's falling backwards, not sure why.
He just ate the wall.
That might be why then. I mean, just wow, this race so far.
You're welcome, I think. Great for broadcast, not so much if you're a driver on track. Sorry guys for giving you such a frustrating setup, but
I've heard absolutely no complaints about the setup tonight. None.
other than the fact that nobody can get by whoever's in clean air.
Well, that's what makes it all the more fun, doesn't it?
Well, frustrating, I think, is the word you're looking for. Wrong F word.
Yellow flag is out.
Crap.
Caution's out again.
Kevin O'Brien. What happened to Kevin? Banged wheels with Oh!
Taking a look at that.
Banged wheels with Joe Morganti coming off a 2.
Oh my God!
I know, right? That's
Over and over and over and over he goes.
I think this calls for a vomit cam.
Yes, it does. That is going to give Scott Brinson the lucky dog, so he'll be 1 lap down now after this.
Well, Doc, the last thing I remember was Dirt Sky, Dirt Sky, Dirt Sky, Dirt Sky, Pretty Nurse. Sorry, Kevin, had to go there. Wow. That was a shot. That was definitely a shot.
And just as that caution came out, Kevin Paskowicz made the bold move and moved himself up to third place as Sage Karam stays out.
He threw everybody a dummy. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out from here.
Scott Brinson takes his lucky dog. He's going to be making his way back onto around the track as he goes just 1 lap down now.
And Paskowicz beats Siefker off pit road. If he didn't speed,
that is crucial.
If he didn't speed, Paskowicz is golden.
Yeah, and we've seen Paskowicz do this before. Waits until the second half of the race, and that's when he starts putting his foot to the floor. And he did it in Milwaukee, and it paid off for him. Let's see if it can pay off for him again tonight.
So, the sneaky little effort from Ohio.
Yeah, and the Spectacular Swede has been given an EOL for speeding in pit road.
Crap. So, right now, if you're Connor Ojeda and John Napier, you're definitely not a Sage Karam fan because Karam stayed out. That basically denied them any chance of a wave around.
Yeah. Question is, how is Sage Karam going to respond to having to stay out there? They did have quite a long run there before the caution came out.
13 laps difference.
Yeah, I don't think they pit last time round, did they? Last caution?
Yeah.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, everybody went down pit road.
Ah, okay. Now, I know we've had 4 cautions here tonight, but I have been super impressed by the racing we've seen here tonight. I don't know how you're feeling, Tony, but I'm just super impressed with the way these guys have been racing tonight.
I have to say that the fact that they've been running as close as they've been able to run for as long as they've been able to do it, and we've only had 4 cautions, I'm very impressed with the caliber of drivers that we've got here in the BOFA Indy Classic Series.
Absolutely. And with 3 drivers in the top 3 that are probably at the pinnacle of their well, Sage Karam more in real life than on esports, but Kevin Paskowicz, Nate Siefker, they do this week in and week out in whatever category they can get their hands on. Same for Jake Champion, he's always up there. Got Brinson, he's 1 lap down after that huge crash he had with John Napier. He's always up there. I mean, these guys, they do it week in and week out, and it always pays off for them, and you can see why.
And the thing is, if you take a look at what these guys run week in and week out, Paskowitz runs a lot of full-fendered stuff.
Yeah.
And here he is stepping into some open wheel stuff and able to hang with some of the best in the world. Nate Siefker, arguably an open wheel specialist, does a lot of IndyCar, modern IndyCar racing in iRacing. I believe the same goes for Jake Champion. And
yeah,
then
he's a regular in Top Fuel Racing. So.
Right. So what's really impressing me are the guys that are able to step over from the full-fendered stuff and make the open wheel stuff work as well as they are. Now don't get me wrong, Kevin Paskowitz does have some wins in the more modern Indy cars, but for the most part, he's a full-fendered guy. Or tin tops, if you will.
He owns a full-fendered league, so...
Right. Which is getting ready to fire off tomorrow night, so don't forget to join Sam and I as the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series starts Season 3 tomorrow at Daytona.
Excited for that one as the pace car's off and ready to go. I'm going again. And Sage Karam not wasting any time, and Paskowitz struggling on that restart. Here comes Jake Champion to the inside of the 7 now. And they're picking up just where they left off last time as Champion slides on by as well as Nate Siefker. That outside line of the front row, the most difficult position to start on a restart, and Paskowitz has proven that right there, as he's already able to get wound up on the high side now.
Very much so. And the only thing I could think when I saw Champion and Siefker nose to tail coming out of turn number 2 was, please don't bump draft, please don't bump draft, please don't bump draft. Because in the more modern Indy cars, you can get away with a bump draft. You will die in this car if you do so.
I don't know, it's a bit more sketchy if you're trying to bump draft in an IRO5.
No, the IRO5 is the best one to bump draft in.
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, big contact!
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Big contact between Mark Walker and Bradley Allison. No, we are under caution again. Mark Walker, not sure who the instigator of that one was, but go back and watch that.
Hard to tell from that camera angle. Let's see what the chopper picked up.
No serious damage for either car, but that was definitely a scary one.
Well, let's back that up just a tick more there. Here they are hauling off into turn number 3. Allison with a little bit of a run. Walker not giving him a ton of room. Allison not lifting, and he just had a meeting of the minds in the middle.
Yeah, gotta love those little racing incidents that happen. As that is going to promote Scott Brinson back on the lead lap, astonishingly.
Well, that's dangerous for the rest of the field. And only 2 taking it down pit road this time, and that's going to be Brad Allison and Mark Hagman. As we are back live.
Yay! So Brinson taking his wave around right now, and yeah, like you said, watch out for the rest of the field because he's going to be steaming his way through the pack now.
Now the big question is, Paskowitz is going to be starting behind Karam.
Yeah, that's probably the best position to start, especially if you want to move up a spot.
Well, the thing is, we've seen Nate Siefker be able to hang tough on that second lane.
Which is not what you normally see around here, because that second lane is very difficult to start from. You mean, we saw Bradley Allison struggle, we've just seen Kevin Paskowitz struggle, and even Sage Karam struggled.
He struggled, but he guessed right, and that's really the only thing you can do when you're starting in second place is try to guess.
Yeah.
50 laps to go. It'll be 49 this time across the stripe. As quick rundown of your top 10. Sage Karam, Nate Siefker, Kevin Pasquich, Jake Champion, Mark McFadden back up into the top 5. Mark Walker not taking it down pit road after having contact with.
I've just had a bit of a pep talk with the drivers. Just said we've had a fantastic race. Just don't lose your heads at this point.
That's about all we can hope for.
Yeah.
And how about Joe Morganti running 7th right now?
Yeah.
You got to be real proud of that effort so far out of the hometown kid.
It was running as high as 4th at one point.
Absolutely. So, and Joe, I don't think has he had a start other than has he had a start with the league yet?
Nope, this is his debut.
This is his debut.
Yeah.
So what a hell of a debut for the hometown kid, the Chi-Town hustler himself, Mr. Joe Morganti, with a top 10 so far. And the Jersey Jet himself, Johnny Antonucci, running in 8th. Marcus Hagman rebounding into 9th so far. And another one making a strong debut, Ernie Ludwig, sitting in 10th.
Yeah, the only 2 debutants that seem to be struggling here tonight is John Napier. There's only 2 laps down. He can get them back if there's another couple of cautions. He's just got to fight for that lucky dog spot with Conor O'Hader.
And Kevin O'Brien has put it on the hauler.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Goodpaster, he had connection issues earlier in the race and brought out the first caution tonight. He unfortunately had the baptism of fire.
Yeah, put one out of the park to bring out the first yellow.
Yeah, so your highest debutant here tonight is Joe Morganti. He's sitting in that 7th spot, just behind Mark McFadden. Not sure why Mark McFadden stayed on the inside line. He should be on the outside.
He's 5th, bud. Mark Walker's got to move up.
Okay. Yeah, he's moved up now. He's okay. Mark McFadden up in the top 5, though. That's pretty impressive.
Very much so.
But the main action has been at the front, unfortunately. Sorry to the guys that we've not been showing at near the middle or the back, but at the front is where it's at right now as we're getting ready to go again. Pace car's about to peel off into pit road. And there he goes as we're under green once again. Sage Karam not wasting any time again. And as you mentioned, Siefker able to get a decent restart. Come straight down to the bottom line to fend off from Kevin Pasquich. Pasquich under threat from Jake Champion as we're under caution again.
Wow. What happened to Brad Allison?
Oh. And it's involving Scott Brinson.
Oh, boy.
That was coming up off the apron. And Ernie Ludwig was in it. So you can get your hate mail coming to both me, myself, and Tony Chapato.
So Ernie Ludwig checked up to stay off of Johnny Antonucci. Brad Allison ducked in between he and Scotty Brinson. Let's watch that one again from the chopper here. So keep your eye on the red and white car on the outside line in front of the green and yellow car. Tries to anticipate the start. Checks up to stay off of Antonucci. Brad Allison gets a good jump. Conor O'Hader's there as well, and just net code. That was bounding box to bounding box and sent Brad Allison on a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride as Brinson's in trouble.
As unfortunately, I believe that might be the end of Allison's race now. As Brinson gets his repair done and he's back out again, I think he only had a couple of seconds of repair, so he's okay. Bradley Allison, unfortunately, though, I believe he's already burned his fast repair from that incident with Mark Walker, so his night might be done here.
You're not wrong. And where's Sage Karam?
Sage Karam
has gone pit side. He's lost more than that. Siefker, Pasquich, McFadden, Walker, Morganti, all staying out, as did Marcus Hagman and Ernie Ludwig. Karam went pit side. Jake Champion went pit side. So Siefker inherits the lead.
Yeah, but he's got the wrong man behind him, teammate Kevin Pasquich. He's going to be gunning for a win here tonight. Siefker looking to make it 2 on the bounce here tonight, as he won last week at Sebring.
And I'd like to point out Kevin Pasquich won the last oval race.
Yeah, so we've got 2 of the most recent race winners at the front of the field, and Mark McFadden up into 3rd place. Joe Morganti up into the top 5 now.
Absolutely.
Everybody pack your shit. It's the 7th sign of the apocalypse.
You're an ass. Hey, I'll tell you right now, I am so happy for Joe Morganti to have a top 5 right now. I mean, hometown race, debut race with the league, and hell of a nice guy. I mean, let's face it, Joe's a hell of a nice guy.
He is. When he wants to be.
When he wants to be.
And I've just had confirmation, Bradley Allison, his night is done. He's behind the wall. So, he's just confirmed that on the Facebook live chat. And those of you that are watching, make sure you get yourselves involved in the conversation. Get your comments in down below. Let us know what you're thinking of the race, and what would you like to see in races in the future. What would you... just let us know how you're feeling. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you're new. And, yeah. Good to see you all enjoying the show here tonight.
And again, don't forget to join Sam and I tomorrow night as the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series starts season number 3. 3 seasons, Sam. Can you believe it already?
Yeah, then on Tuesday we're doing something different. We're doing a bit of drag racing, so we won't be around. Wednesday
we'll be driving. Something that's getting quite rare for the 2 of us to be on track together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Wednesday, Pocono for Top Fuel Racing. That's going to be a barnstormer, I think. Thursday, we are with Somo as they go to Texas. The next race in their chase. And then Friday, we've got another new one, another new season starting up, Tony.
The Paskey's Cardiac Grand National Series starts season number 2 from Daytona.
Yeah. And that's one we started. We were showing part-time last season, but we're going to be showing you. We're going to be here for a full season this time round, so make sure you get yourselves buckled in for that one. That's going to be an absolute awesome season.
And don't forget to join Sam and I in the booth Saturday night as the Major League Esports Catalyst Mint Series has its season finale for its K&N series at Homestead, Miami.
Homestead. Yeah.
Morganti making headway already as he's throwing a bomb at Mark McFadden right now. Goes to the inside. That's your battle for 3rd, really heating up.
Yeah, and he's really going for it this time. He's got the line going in turn 3. Morganti up to 3rd place now. What a move there by the man from Chicago.
The Chi-Town hustler hustling his way up into a top 3. Good on you, Joe.
Yeah, as Mark McFadden's got Sage Karam all over the back of him. Karam dives down to the bottom line here. And Karam's... Oh, Mark McFadden keeping it wide up on the high side and fending off the number 4. Great move there by McFadden. He's got to take a move. Take a shot at Morganti almost immediately going into turn 4. This is going to be a great move if he can pull it off. No, he can't. He has to settle for 4th place. And here comes Karam again on the outside.
Morganti just kept his foot buried in it. He may have even bent the throttle pedal on that one. And Paskowicz still trying to make a move on the high side of Siefker right now. That's your battle for the lead, really going after it. Now, what type of run can Morganti and Karam get to try to make something happen as Siefker bombs it down to the apron?
Yep, and here comes Karam on the outside of Morganti. Karam eager to get himself back up to the front as he's on fresher tyres than these guys, let's not forget.
He's on fresher... Oh!
Morganti, no! Heartbreak for the man on the 53. Absolute heartbreak. Oh no. Oh no.
Here he is going into turn number 1 and just arrow wash off of Paskowicz and just caught the left rear of Karam and around she went.
And I didn't want to mention it, but until that incident happened, it was a phenomenal evolution 1, 2, and 3.
No, it was a phenomenal evolution 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, because Sifka's running with
NLR.
Yeah, the good NLR, not the bad one.
Yes.
Let's just keep it at that. Yes. As Morganti is out of the car, I'm not sure if he's burned his fast repair or not.
I don't think he has. So he's just towing right now.
Karen's back in pit road again.
Well, he's trying to get the car checked out because he did feel the contact with Morganti.
That was definite contact this time. No netcode involved.
Yeah, they banged wheels. And unfortunately, with the balance that this car has right now, yeah, Morganti unfortunately came out on the losing end of that exchange.
As Conor Ojeda gets his wave around and moves himself back onto the lead lap. Next man to get a lucky dog if there's another caution will be John Napier, as he will be the only driver, apart from Joe Morganti now, that's laps down and still in the race. I've got a feel for Bradley Allison though. He had a golden opportunity to get close to Jeff Hollingsworth here tonight, and or even take the points lead if he had a good finish, but that's just completely undone for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and that was. I'm not going to say it was his own doing, but decisions were made and they turned out to not be the right ones at the time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, yeah, no, it's still been a hell of a race, Sam, so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to, we're getting to the latter part of the race now. I mean, every time we have gone green, the racing has been absolutely phenomenal. It's just been out of this world, and I'm very impressed by how this has turned out. I mean, if we can get this sort of kind of good racing at Iowa next week.
Did you smoke dinner? Did you smoke dinner?
No, I cooked it to perfection, actually. Oh.
Did you have a nice big ball of crack?
No.
Heroin?
No.
Crystal meth?
I don't do drugs.
Okay, how drunk are you?
None.
It's Iowa, and no one has been willing to give me feedback on this setup, so I haven't even been able to try to move forward with the Iowa set yet. So
yeah, we're gonna try and organise a an open setup.
Yeah.
Practice for that one, so everybody can get involved.
I mean, if you guys want, I'll just give you the Milwaukee set and say good luck, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's going to end in disaster.
That's the polite way to put it.
I wonder if you can go flat out in these cars like you can with the IR18.
I can make it so you can. Everybody that's behind you's not going to like you very much if I do it, but I can make it so you can.
Well, we've already seen the frustration levels build up from being stuck behind the leader tonight, and it's making for some exciting racing. I know that much. So no issue, no complaints from my side of the booth anyway. Probably a few complaints from the second place guy though. But I haven't had one complaint.
Well, for what it's worth, you know, I and I'll be straight with you, I kind of guessed on the setup. I knew how it felt to me by myself, and I ran a fuel run to make sure that the car would stay under me. as long as you don't try to throw the car and you respect what you're driving, the car will stay under you for a complete fuel run, and you can actually double stint tires.
And they're actually proving that. I mean, Scott Brinson proved that the most here tonight after he was able to hold on to the lead until he had that incident. So,
right, but what I mean, Sam, is it's possible to just take fuel only on a pit stop.
Green flag, green
yeah,
flag.
as we go green once again, Sivka hitting the loud pedal as soon as the pace car twitches.
And Paskowicz getting a decent jump that time.
Yeah, he did exactly what Sivka did last time round and jumped straight to the bottom of the track to fend off the third place man, which is Sage Karam. Look at Marcus Hagman up there as well, bringing Mark Walker with him. Oh, he made a big mistake there, did Kevin Paskowicz. Let's let Sage Karam take that inside line. He's drifting up the track. There's contact there as they go through turn 4.
And contact as they go through 4, but no harm, no foul, as everybody stays pointed in the right direction and still crowding each other are Karam and Paskowicz. Hagman right there trying to hang with them.
Yep, as Marcus Hagman is bringing Mark Walker, as I already mentioned. Walker and Hagman, when having... They were throwing bombs at each other in the hot lap session as they were side by side for what?
30 laps.
Seems to be like, yeah, 30 laps.
A complete fuel run. They went side by side.
Yeah. As Hagman dives it to the inside of Sage Karam through 1 and 2. Not able to make a stick this time as here comes Paskowicz to try and make a move on Karam.
Oh! Thought about going to the inside of Siefker.
I saw Karam making that run on the high side.
Ooh! Hang on to her, kid. I think Paskowicz just changed the flavor of his fire suit. Had a big wiggle coming through the tri-oval as that lets Karam get by, and here comes Hagman as well on the inside.
Yeah, I think Paskowicz has got problems here. As no, he's actually getting back up to speed again. He's working on the outside of Hagman now. They're 3 wide as they go for the tri-oval. Oh, very close. Hagman has to back out of it. Here comes Paskowicz, gets a 2 for 1. What a move there by Paskowicz.
And that was a pucker moment for Marcus Hagman as Karam dives to the outside on Siefker. Siefker got to be filing it in the back of his mind of what Karam did to him when he was in second place. Going to protect that low line like it's his firstborn child. And Siefker was trying to keep him on the apron, and these guys are getting kind of nasty right now.
Well, we are getting to the last parts of the race, so I can't really blame them. As it looks like Morganti has called it a night. He's still in the session, but he's not back in that car. I'm guessing he must have burned that faster pay, you know.
Well, if you want to reach out to him and see if he wants to talk to us, I would love to hear from the Chi-Town Hustler.
I can go and find him.
Meanwhile, Siefker and Karam continue to just slug it out as Paskowicz trying to reel them back in right now as they're punching a huge hole in the air running side by side like that. The rest of the field getting a little bit strung out as Scotty Brinson is already up into 7th, working on the outside of Jake Champion. Going to have to cross him over as Champion throws the block. Advantage your battle for 6th. Go ahead.
And joining us in the booth now is Mr. Joe Morganti. Joe, unfortunate NT race there. You were running really well as well.
Yeah, I actually felt really good about this race. I knew I was really damn fast. I believe I could have contended for a win, but such is my luck here at Chicagoland, and no matter what league I'm running in, I always end up in the wall.
Well, for what it's worth, Joe, you really were impressing the hell out of us up in the booth, being as it was your first race in this car with the BOFA Indy Classic League. Very, very impressive run until all hell broke loose.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. We'll just have to go out there and go back out there next week and go get them.
And don't forget, it's another one of your favourite tracks next week as we go to Road America. In 2 weeks, sorry.
Yeah, Road America. I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm not sure how I going to do with these cars on a road course, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Joe, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night in the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series as they get ready to start Season 3. Going to be looking for the good things for the Chi-Town Hustler 53 tomorrow night.
Damn right. I'm looking forward to it. I love Daytona. It's been oddly enough, very good to me.
Yeah. Okay, Joe. Well, you're welcome to stay up in the booth with us if you want to, or do you want to be back down again?
No, I'll stay up here.
Okay, cool. Anyway, going back to the race, we're still seeing this battle between Sage Karam and Nate Siefka. Sage Karam not able to find a way past. I think this is a bit of karma hitting Sage Karam in the face, so he's not able to get around that number 2 machine.
Well, the only thing that's in Sage's favor right now is the fact that he's only 14 laps on his tire stint, or fuel stint, I should say. Nate Siefker's 33 laps in, so with 23 to go, I'm not thinking Siefker can make it from here on fuel.
No, he can't. He's still got to have his money stopped, whereas Sage Karam, he might have to pit. It might pit later, but he still has to pit, so none of them can make it from here. But one bit of news here, John Napier has put his car on the hauler here, so his debut with the series has not gone to plan here for the man in the 8.
Actually, Sam, I'm doing the math. Karam can make it from here if we stay green.
That's if we stay green.
Yeah. Paskowitz getting a little bit twitchy behind Marcus Hagman for third. Hagman holding tough, though. The question is, what type of run can the sensational Swede get on that high side? Because that's about the only thing he's going to be able to do. Is Paskowitz dives to the inside for third.
Yeah, and look right behind him. Look, he's back up to the top 5 again, Mr. Scott Brinson. On a charge since he's got back on the lead lap, and is already right up there, and he's starting to reel in Hagman and Paskowitz. So watch the man in the 14. He's already trying to make a move on Paskowitz there as he goes through 1 and 2.
A little bit of aero wash as he gets through the middle of 1 and 2. Going to have to get it collected back up and wound back up now, as you know, this throw a blanket over your top 5 right now.
Absolutely, and you're not that far back when you Mark Walker either. And Jake Champion, he was running up the front for most of the race here. He's fallen back to P7, a very distant P7, I might add. Not having the best second half of the race here in the 10.
Well, the thing is, Jake Champion could be in the catbird seat right now with as chippy as they're getting up towards the front of the field. If something were to happen, Champion's got the best shot at being able to avoid the dumpster fire. And big wiggle from Karam as he straddles the apron a little too long there. That's going to kill a ton of momentum and let Siefker really get a run through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and as Brinson's still on a charge here, as he's got past Kevin Paskowitz, Mark Walker followed him through, so Paskowitz losing 2 spots there, falling to P6. Brinson, though, on a massive charge right now, and is looking to get up to that top fight at the top now.
As Marcus Hagman's still looking for a hole right now, and the 2 guys in front of him not giving an inch. No quarter asked for, no quarter given, but a lot of respect being shown right now at the front of the field as, again, Scotty Brinson trying to reel these guys in, making a little bit of headway, and Brinson in the category of you can make it from here. So the 2 cars in question are Siefker and Hagman right now as we're 16 to go, Sam.
Yeah, and Joe, I just want to go to you. We've seen a lot of close racing here tonight. Is that making it exciting for everybody out there? Is that why? Is everybody enjoying the racing out there? Is that what we're seeing?
For the most part, everybody's really enjoying the race. The close racing is really nerve-wracking. I know for a lot of the guys that are up front right now. I mean, when I was up there, I had Mark Walker. It felt like his tires went straight through his right side tires went straight through my left side tires, and it almost looked like he was going to collect me and put me into the wall, but luckily we didn't.
And that's what we've been seeing all night. This is the closest, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is the closest racing we've seen all season with the BOFA Indy Classic Series, and they're still doing it now. Scott Brunson all over the back of Marcus Hagman now, really putting him under pressure, as Hagman himself is actually putting Sage Karam under pressure and is putting Seifker under pressure, so it's like an accordion effect out there right now.
Absolutely, and here comes Paskowicz back as he's throwing his hat back into the ring. So as far as winners go, you have within striking distance our last 3 winners all within striking distance.
I wouldn't say last 3.
Because,
no,
last 2.
Sean
I'm sorry.
Scott's not here.
That's right. I forgot Sean Scott won Indy.
Yeah.
But Marcus Hagman quickly turning into one of the, quote, usual suspects here in the BOFA Indy Classic League with only his 3rd start.
Yeah, it's only his 3rd start, and he's really, really taking it to the guys that have been here since the beginning. And I mean, I know we're only 7 races in as we almost go 3 wide there, as Marcus Hagman cuts off the nose of Brinson. That gives Brinson the whole. Brinson drifts up the track and has to back out of it. Almost disaster there between the 099 and the 14 as Brinson loses all of his momentum, and there goes Paskowicz and Jay Champion on his outside.
As they're almost 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Champion thinking better of it, actually drops back in behind Paskowicz. Yeah, these guys are just slugging it, man. As we're coming to 10 to go, the question is, does Karam have anything for Seifker, and can Seifker make it from here with 10 laps to go? 56 laps is a big ask.
I can tell you right now from talking with my team before I unfortunately ended my race, it was a no. They cannot go the rest of the way. Both Nate and KP cannot go the rest of the way.
But Nate's going to be praying for a caution right now.
He's more than likely praying for a caution.
Well, from the looks of it, he's just made his bed and he's going to lie in it. He's going to run that thing completely bone dry. What type of fuel savings can he do right now, though, with all the pressure that Sage Karam has given him?
I'm probably guessing he's put it in 5th gear and just kind of sailing right now.
We've got problems for Jay Champion here. Not sure what happened to him. I'm going to go back and watch it. So he drifts up and hits the wall coming out of 2. Champion, big problems there in the 10.
I was going to say, the right side of that car looks like it's a lot narrower than it should be.
3 wide for the lead. Almost.
Marcus Hagman gets to the inside. Go ahead.
It seems like the high side of the it actually is. It works really, really well for trying to stay up there with the leaders. But you got more momentum on the bottom end of the track.
Yeah, Scott Brinson is struggling with that bottom side on the track as he's going through the corners. Struggling to keep it down there, and has to back out of it. Loses all of the momentum in the process and having to fall away from the lead pack. Yeah, problems there for Brinson when he's in the pack and trying to fight for positions here.
And that's one of the things I was kind of fearing with this car, is that the aero wash was going to be just insane in heavy traffic.
Yeah, with 5 to go at the line. Marcus Hagman just been passed by Kevin Paskowicz.
6 to go. 5 this time.
5 to go. Yeah, I said 5 at the line.
Okay. Oh, they just crossed the line, that's why.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But Paskowicz moves up to 3rd place with an outside pass on Hagman. Oh, Seifker's out of fuel. He's going to go in this lap. Seifker is out of fuel. He's got to pit in this lap. Big heartbreak for the man in the 2. As Paskowicz making it done.
Oh!
Contact with the leaders. Oh my God. Big contact as they come out of 4. I think that was caused by Nate Seifker making a dive for pit road.
That's exactly what it was. Everybody that was on the low side checked up for Nate Stiefker as he was just getting off the gas. He touched the apron, came right back up the track.
And I think that's given the race to Mark Walker, of all people. Mark Walker has just stolen one here, Tony.
Yes, Paskowicz caught a big piece of that one from the spinning Sage Karam. Karam caught Paskowicz's rear, and Walker almost got a piece of Paskowicz. Now here's the question: are we going back to green?
No, we're not.
I don't think so.
After 7 laps, after 7 laps to go, that's it. The race is over.
Oh my God! What a race, Tony.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what we just saw.
Nate Stiefker tried to dive it for pit road and pretty much. It looks like he stopped it more or less between the middle of the track and down towards the apron, and everybody checked up to avoid him. And it created a concertina effect, and everybody just went around.
Well, it's not like he wasn't saying that he was going pit side, so he gave those guys plenty of warning. So I got to put it on the rest of the field for being directly behind him as he was trying to get slowed down to go to pit road.
I think what also caused it was Marcus Hagman made a dive to the inside of Sage Karam and just ran out of room.
He was on the outside of Karam.
That was Paskowicz who was on the outside. Hagman tried the inside line, Paskowicz tried the outside. Hagman didn't have any room, and that's what caused them all to go around.
And Paskowicz crabbing badly right now.
I can say this: KP is right now trying to clutch it as much as he can, because he's on the same fuel strategy as Nate Stiefker was.
Well, the good news is if you're in 5th gear, you can kind of idle that car around and save a ton of fuel.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at how badly. Let's see if the chopper can show us just how badly. Yeah, you can see just how sideways the PH-aware Actilion number 7 of Paskowicz is right now. Compare it to the car in front of him, Jake Champion. Wow.
Meanwhile, Sage Karam is bouncing his car around the track like a lowrider.
I'm thinking Sage has wheels not in contact. Yeah. That left rear on that car is not attached. And same thing with Scotty Brinson, I think. Who's that in front of?
No, he's still got all of his wheels.
Yeah, just look how sideways that car is.
Yeah.
Like that right front tire's just bouncing up and down the fucking track.
Oh yeah, but I mean you can see it on Sage's car that there's a ton of left rear suspension damage on that car. So as the car's trying to go and oh, criminally. So popsicle sticks are out, 2 more laps to go. The question is, of the guys with meatballs, can they make it to... Oh, no, we are on the final lap. Okay.
Yep.
Can they make it to the checker without getting black flagged? So, Sam, if you could just clear black flags for some of these guys.
That, I don't know.
What, a meatball?
Yeah, it's a certain amount. It's a certain amount of laps that you'll be disqualified.
Yeah, it's 3.
Is it?
Yeah. So, Sam, if you could clear the black flags for... the guys that were involved in that accident so we can at least get them to the finish here. But how about Mark Walker? Now, for those of you who don't know the story about the Flintstone Flyer, there was a gentleman from Ohio that was racing at the Oswego Speedway and was looking to build a new car and actually bought an old Koonsman Indy Roadster. And at the time, everybody was running just modified, quote, coupes with big engines. And the gentleman that did this was uh, yeah, Gibson out of Ohio. He bought the old Koonsman Roadster, a wrecked Indy car, offset the motor, took it to, shortened the wheelbase, I think 18 inches, took it to Oswego, and won 9 of 12 races that season. So to see the Flintstone Flyer coming, in a quote Indy race to to actually win is kind of trippy for somebody from Central New York. But wow, that's about all I can say, Joe. Is wow, what a race!
Wow, indeed. I mean, we had great long green flag runs.
Thanks for coming out, Scott.
No green flag pit stops, but still, this race was it was something else.
That's one way to put it. To be honest with you, Joe, I'm actually surprised we only had 8 cautions.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, holy cow. As, Jake Champion not in, not in TeamSpeak. So...
Sorry, gentlemen, I didn't mean to talk on the...
That's okay.
Racetrack.
Completely understandable.
Okay. But let's get our interviews underway, shall we?
Let's definitely do that. And Sam, I think you do you have the man of the hour with you?
Oh, not quite. Well, I'll get it. I'm going now. I am with the man of the hour, Mark Walker. Congratulations on your first ever win in the BOFA Indy Classic Series. Absolutely stole one here tonight. I bet you weren't expecting that when that happened. Before that happened. Mark Walker. As we don't have Mark Walker just yet. There he is. Yeah, we got you now.
Yeah. I was just sitting behind those guys. I couldn't catch them. I couldn't pass them, but I was waiting for something like that to happen, and sure enough, it did. And the Flintstone Flyers in the winner's circle.
I was just telling Joe before the checker actually flew that how trippy it is with the story behind that car, and remind me to share a picture with you later. With the story behind that car of it started life in real life as an old Koonsman, a wrecked Koonsman Indy Roadster. To see that win a quote Indy race here in iRacing, it's just trippy from somebody from Central New York.
Yeah, it was fun. I can't believe it, but it was meant to be, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the scenes just parted for you when that happened. I mean, like you said, you were just sitting behind those guys, just running your own race, and then I think the gods must have been smiling down on you because all 5 cars in front of you just dissipated, and you just managed to find a way through. I bet you were smiling from ear to ear when that happened.
Yeah, I was at 14X and just missed Paskowicz and actually touched him because I got a 4X and somehow slid past him. I thought I was going to get disqualified actually when I just barely touched him, but it didn't disqualify me. So, yeah, used them Flintstone feet and got on by.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your first ever win here. How did the car feel out there? How was the race for you as a whole before that incident happened? How was it for you out there tonight?
It actually felt pretty good. I was able to, early in the race, I was able to get by guys and pass them, and then I whacked the wall, and I think I slowed my car down just a little bit right with that, and at that point I was just able to keep up with everybody in the draft, but wasn't able to pass. But hey, I got lucky on this one.
Absolutely. Next week we head to the short track. Well, Tony doesn't like to call it a short track, but I do. But we head to Iowa. Just give us your thoughts on that, and do you reckon you're going to try and get another one out there next week?
Hey, I love Iowa. It's probably one of my best tracks, and we were just there, and I was doing great, and just had a couple incidents and put me back in the pack. Got caught in the pits, and kind of hurt me there. But yeah, I'm usually pretty good at Iowa. It's one of my favorite tracks. So I've never raced it with this car, but hopefully I can do well there.
Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations one more time. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
Hey, thanks to you, Sam. This is a lot of fun on Sunday nights, and Scott, of course, for getting the whole ball rolling, and Tony for putting the sets together and doing the broadcast. It's just a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys doing all the work.
No problem, Mark. Well, congratulations on stealing one tonight. I know that's not what you were expecting, but definitely worked in your favour. And yeah, congratulations, and we'll see you we'll see you Wednesday when we go to Pocono with Top Fuel Racing.
All right, see you Wednesday.
As that was our winner, Mark Walker. Tony, I believe you're with our second place driver, Mr. Jake Champion now.
Jake Champion, redemption for last week. Able to hang on to it this week, coming home with the second place finish. Probably not the finish you were hoping for, but better than you were expecting going into the final 10 laps.
Yeah, for sure. I was just amazed to see everybody wad them up like they did. Nate called it out, a lap prior. Hey, I'm pitting. And somebody wanted to ride the bottom, and I just got through watching the replay of that mess. And I mean, I'll take it, but not how I wanted to take a second place finish tonight. So
still, you've got to be ecstatic the fact that you were able to to come home with the podium tonight. We saw you had one in your sights last week, and oops.
Yeah, I really appreciate Sam putting all this together, man. I would have never thought the Lotus 79 would be as fun to drive as it is, especially on the road courses. And I mean, yeah, I wound up getting into the marbles last week at Sebring, but I mean, that's the best I've ever driven. I mean, I tracked down Nate from 9.5 seconds back, and I mean, it was just, for me, that was an accomplishment. I was so tired. I was having leg cramps, everything else. I was ready for it to be over. I knew he was going to fight me tooth and nail on that one, but second place tonight is good. Really unfortunate that all that mayhem happened, but in a way I'm thankful because my buddy Jeff wasn't here tonight, so that's going to really mix up the standings, and it's not going to hurt him as bad as one of them guys getting a win tonight. So I'm thankful for second place. I won't be here next week, so good luck to everybody there. But hopefully I'll see y'all the week after.
Well,
okay. Go ahead.
Just to let you know, Jeff was actually rooting for you in the live chat, so he has been watching tonight.
Alright, cool.
So you won't be with us for Iowa, but you will be back for Road America, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Correct. Yeah, I've got work obligations next Sunday, but Sunday after that I should be off, should be good to go and be ready to race. Wish I could be here this upcoming Sunday, but I mean, work is more important than than my racing career on iRacing.
Well, Jake, it's going to be fun to watch. Just watch you take to Road America, and Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin welcomes you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put in my practice, and Sebring was one of my favorite tracks, but hopefully I can have that kind of speed. I did not have that speed whenever we went to Road Atlanta. I was a 3 or 4 off there, and I just couldn't ever find it. But I'm a lot more comfortable with Road America, so hopefully I can be up there and have Sage up there and give him something too. So we'll see.
Well, it's going to be fun to find out in a couple weeks, but again, congratulations on the podium. Looking forward to seeing you when you make your return.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
So that was Mr. Jake Champion. And Sam, I believe you've got the gentleman rounding out our podium tonight.
Yeah. KP, you were involved in that melee at the end there. Just talk us through that and what exactly happened there.
Well, first off, I'm going to say that, if iRacing was in any way consistent, I'd actually would have won that race. Because I didn't, even though I spun out after the caution flag, I was the leader at the caution and I didn't come to a complete stop. Which, like 80% of the time, iRacing will continue to score you. But, just everyone was going to have to pit, and knowing how treacherous this pit road was, that's kind of what I was waiting for, was somebody to pit in front of me, and so I just had a run. I had a good run on Sage there and Nate, and I went to the outside and was hoping kind of to use Nate as a pick. I didn't think that Sage was going to tuck in behind him. I going into the corner, I gave Sage a lot of room and didn't think he was going to tuck in, but when he went low, I went low to get a little bit of a run, and Nate just checked up. Sage had nowhere to go because I was to his outside, and I almost avoided it. I think just Sage's wing just clipped my rear end, and I kind of walked it up into the wall and was scraping the wall, and then for some reason it just snapped on me after the caution had come out. So, I mean, I'm really sorry to Sage and Nate. I'll take responsibility for that one because I was kind of not giving them anywhere to go. I do apologize for that, but late in the race, trying to run for a win, and I felt like if I could get that caution, I could make it. I think I finished with 0.1 gallons left. So.
Yeah, and just talk about the race on the whole. How did the car feel out there? And you look very comfortable out there in the number 7. Just describe how that race went for you tonight, despite the finish.
No, it wasn't bad. I kind of wish Kansas was built with slightly more symmetrical walls. I mean, after you figured out, the outside line was where you had to go to pass. As soon as I figured that out, we were golden. I think we worked our way back up through the field after that spin. Started like 14th and worked our way all the way back up to 2nd. So it was a lot of fun. If you were directly behind someone, it was not a fun time. It was a lot of walk. But as long as you got at least one of your wings in clean air, you could hold it and race. And it was actually a lot of fun. It was a good setup. And like I said, I'm just sorry that what happened, but had to go high, couldn't go low.
Absolutely. And, well, despite the incident that happened just there, you still managed to bring it home on the podium. That's your second podium in 3 races. I mean, you made your debut at Long Beach. You got to be happy with how your season's going so far.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that we can't run a full season here, so I just kind of came in any case, wanting to make all the ovals, and of course we missed Phoenix. And we've had a lot of fun. I mean, I complained about Milwaukee until I got in the lead. Last week, last week Long Beach was a lot of fun. I just suck at road course racing, especially in cars that have way too much power than for the size of car and the weight of car that they are. But it's been a lot of fun, and we'll just keep going. And probably most definitely will see me at the oval races to finish out the season. I don't know how many more road courses we're going to be able to make, but we're going to have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, while I've got you here, well, actually, before I go on to my next subject, is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's 3rd place?
Just my teammates. I mean, Nate, Joe, John, all those guys running with us tonight. I know not everyone had the night they wanted. I don't think any of us had the night we really wanted. But,
Nope.
But just thanks for racing with us and having fun, and we'll see them all tomorrow night in the truck race.
And while we are here, let's talk about that. Tomorrow night, the beginning of Season 3 in the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series. Just give us a few words on that, and what are we going to expect tomorrow night?
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're hoping that we're not going to have as many cautions. We're hoping for a race like we had at Talladega last season, not a race like we had at Martinsville last season. But we've got some new drivers coming in who are pretty decent, pretty good guys. Of course, we've got a lot of our returning drivers from the previous season, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be the Slam Cakes 250 sponsored. The winner will be receiving a trophy. And the race will also be in honor of Jonathan Nature's father, excuse me, who passed away a couple weeks ago, who was an old-time racer and mechanic himself. And I know watched a lot of the races John was in religiously, which included a lot of the Paskey's races. So we're going to do that as well for him, and there may be a donation made in his name. We're not sure yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it should be a good race, and we're looking forward to getting going with Season 3.
Absolutely. Well, KP, good to see you out there. And joining us in the booth now, Tony, I believe you have one Mr. John Napier with you right now.
I hope I do. John, probably not the debut you were hoping to make here in the Paskey's, the BOFA Indy Classic Series, but got to be looking forward to tomorrow night's Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series. Hello, John.
Call him Mr. Napier.
Did you not set a push to talk? I'll take that as a yes.
Well, while we're waiting for John to respond, Joe, I know you're looking forward to tomorrow night. Just give us your thoughts on that and what do you reckon you can do around there.
Like I said earlier, Daytona has been oddly good to me this year with an NIS fix, Daytona 500 win, a couple other official wins early in the year. I'm really looking forward to it. I want that damn trophy.
Fair enough. But
there's nothing else to say. I want that damn trophy. You're gonna have to pry it from my cold, dead fingers.
Well, I dare say that with the last season and the way that one finished, there's a lot of younger gunners that are going to be coming to try to do just that, Joe.
They can try.
Well, I think that's going to about do it for us tonight, Sam, as unfortunately it looks like John has left the building.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've had one hell of a race. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this was probably the best race we've seen all season.
A lot of action. I'll give you that much.
And I have just updated the point standings. Bradley Allison has moved to the top of the point standings now. Jeff Hollingsworth is in second now after missing tonight. Nate Seifka is in third. Conor O'Hader moving up to fourth place. Johnny Antonucci in fifth. Garrett Maines now dropped to sixth after missing now 2 races in a row. Kevin O'Brien seventh. Eighth is Mark Walker. Ninth is Sage Karam. And up to 10th now is Mr. Kevin Paskowicz after his second podium in 3 races.
Well,
that's your points. That's your top 10 in points after tonight's race.
Nice. Well, let's take a look at see what got those guys into those points positions. It's Mark Walker coming home with the victory. Jake Champion hanging on for second. Kevin Paskowicz, not the best finish he was hoping for, but probably better than he could have anticipated when the night started. Coming home in third. Marcus Hangman hanging on for fourth. Mark McFadden in his debut race in fifth. Ernie Ludwig debuting in sixth. Conor O'Hader had a great points night, coming home in seventh. Johnny Antonucci in eighth. Scotty Brinson in ninth, and Sage Karam rounding out your top 10. Sam?
Seifka coming home for 11th after being involved in that incident that ended the race. John Napier gets a creditable 12th place on his debut. Joe Morganti with 13th place on his debut. New points leader Bradley Allison moving up to 14th, coming home in 14th despite moving to the top of the point standings. Kevin O'Brien 15th, and rounding out your field at 16th on his debut was Mr. Jeffrey Goodpaster.
So that is going to do it for us here tonight. Again, congratulations to Mark Walker coming home with the victory. For Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, this is Tony Trapasco saying we will see you tomorrow night for season 3, the season 3 opener for the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series.
Good night, everybody.